Okay, so this is my War Room binder, and on the front of it, I have a scripture that I feel like really helps me to focus on what exactly it is that I am doing. So it says, I recognize my struggle is not against flesh and blood. My battle is not about the physical issue I am facing. It is against rulers, against powers, against forces of darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly places. And this is where I will do battle, Lord. I will do it in prayer. So inside of my binder, you will see I keep important flyers, upcoming events at my church, things that I need to be reminded of frequently. I put that over in that section. So in the front of my binder, I like to keep a pencil pouch with highlighters, pencils, pens, things like that, so that I have all of that stuff at my fingertips as I am going into war. Spiritual, of course. So in the beginning of my book, I have tabbed dividers going down the sides. I have prayer requests, sermons, MIT, which is a class that we take at our church, youth, and YouTube. So let's go into each one of these sections and talk a little bit more about what is in each of them. So in my first section, this is my prayer request section. And once you open it, you can see that it doubles as a daily devotions section. And that's just because I didn't want to have a ton of dividers in my book. So what you'll see is blank paper, and as I write on them, I move them to the back so that it stays in a nice, neat, orderly fashion. So in this section, sometimes I will write out prayers to God. Sometimes I write out just daily devotions, people that I'm praying for, and I write out what passages that I have read. And a way that I like to study is to write out a focus scripture and then write out thoughts about that scripture. And then here I list the people that I have specifically called their name out to the Lord that day for whatever the purpose was in their situation. Next, I have my sermons tab. And in my sermons tab, I literally write out either topics of sermons, things that I want to preach or teach on, ideas that I feel like the Lord has given me in prayer. So that's where I keep track of that information so that I do not forget about that stuff. Next is my MIT section, which, like I said, is a class we do at our church. And I do take notes as our pastor is going over the information. And this is another folder that does double. So this is also a song ideas section. I do music ministry at my church, so I also keep track of songs that I am either currently working on writing or songs that I want to learn how to play on the piano. So if you flip back to the back, we have about a monthly meeting, and so this is some of the topics that we talked about in our meetings, and I always make sure I put the date. And next you see some songs I'm writing. One day I just had a little scratch piece of paper and I remembered that I wanted to learn this song, so I just put it in my binder so that I do not lose it. This is actually a paper from work, so wherever I feel like the Lord is talking to me, I don't care if it's at work, if it's, when I'm laying down at night, whatever the case, I just grabbed a piece of scratch paper and I wrote on it so I can keep things nice and orderly, and I don't want to forget what I feel like the Lord is trying to say to me when He is talking. And as we all know, He talks whenever He chooses, and it's up to us to decide to listen. So my next section is our youth section. We do youth leadership in our church. And we have our student handbook here, and behind that I've kept some things. I need to get a hole punch. These are just some youth group game ideas, some icebreakers, that kind of thing. This is our handbook that we are using, the teacher's manual, and then another book that we are teaching the kids about the power of the tongue. So, and then I also have some paper here if I want to take notes, that kind of thing. And then the last section that I have is called my YouTube section. So this is where I try very hard to stay organized. So you will see on here another video that I will be posting in the upcoming future as well. And this is just the section where I try really hard to stay organized. So things I want to talk about on YouTube, and then things I have talked about on YouTube. I look for just different ways to try to stay organized and to try to make things fresh and new for you guys, and to give you the content that I really feel like the Lord is asking me to share with you guys. So So that is basically my war room binder. And like I said, I just really like to have a place that I can go and really focus on the Lord. And I like having the binder versus an actual room because I can take it anywhere I am and I can meet with the Lord. I bring along my Bible, which this Bible I've showed in another video is the one that I am currently using. I do have a King James Version as well. I really like this one, and I will do a review on this Bible for any ladies that are interested in learning more about what that Bible has to offer. Well, thank you very much for tuning in and watching what I keep in my war room binder. If you have any other suggestions or any ways that you stay organized, please post those in the comment section below. I am looking forward to always growing in the Lord, growing in my study tools and techniques, and anything else that you have that you would like to share with me would be much appreciated. Thanks so much, guys, and have a blessed day.